Hey there, I'm a Grandmaster Vi player, and in this video I will show you the complete guide to win with Vi. First of all, Vi is good with every single champion, but benefits a lot from long range and projectile assists. And now, combos. If you are new to this game and you're already tired of pulse combos, these are the two combos I recommend learning. The first one is this one. So it's medium, heavy, heavy, S2, and mash S2 during S2. And then depending on where you are compared to the enemy, maybe you need to dash, and then S2 again. If you're in the corner, it will look like this. And you arrive in the other corner. If you are back against the corner, during S2, you can use a super or even an ultimate.
Knuckle up. What do you got?
So if you have a lot of bars, you can do this. And the second combo that's important to learn with Vi is this one. So it's medium, heavy, down heavy, and then jump forward, and in the air, medium, heavy, S1. And then S2 super. And during the S2 super, you can mash S2 so that it does more hits. Without mashing, you just this. But with mashing, it looks like this. Down heavy is very important in this game. It's a very good anti-air tool. And you want to have a basic combo if you get this hit. So if you get the down heavy, then you can jump forward. Medium heavy, S1, S2 super. When you're ready for a better combo, I recommend this combo. Medium, heavy, heavy, S1. And here you can mash light. Then it's light, medium, heavy, heavy, S2. And here mash S2. Here dash and then S2 again. The only tricky part in this combo is the light after the S1. If you time it manually, you have to be pretty precise about when to hit the light, and you can practice doing that. Or just before the light timing, you can mash the light button very fast so that the light timing will automatically come out at the right timing. And once the light comes out, then you can do medium. The timing is not a big window, so you have to know a bit when it's gonna come out, but it's gonna be a lot easier than if you just hit the light button once. If you want a better, cooler combo, and you are ready to use electrics with partial charge, then I recommend this one. That was using one bar, but you can also finish early with the limit strike. Here you only need to partial charge one electric, the electric medium. You have a 3-frame window. A quick tip is to put this frame meter, and then you can see by the exclamation mark how many frames has it been since you've been charging the movement. For this electric medium, you need between 1 and 3 exclamation marks, while this heavy, you can full charge it and it will still work. So the combo is medium, heavy, forward S1, light, partial charge medium, fully charged heavy, and then medium heavy heavy. If you want to finish with limit strike, you can do S2 and mash, or can do forward S1, delay a tiny bit, because if you don't delay and do light, then you will whip because the opponent will be too high. So delay a bit, and then light, heavy, medium. Here, down S2, S2 super, and mash S2 during S2 super. And then you're ready for my favorite Vi BNB combo. And a really nice thing about these Vi combos is that they work anywhere on any character. So it doesn't matter if you are back to the corner, if you're in the corner, it will bring the opponent to the corner no matter where you are. And actually is the same combo as the previous one, but instead of one partial charge, you're gonna have 3 partial charge. And then you can do S2 super. So it's the same as before. Medium heavy, forward S1, medium light, partial charge medium, another 6 S1, then partial charge medium. And then here we're gonna do a partial charge heavy. In the previous combo we could fully charge the heavy, but here we have to partial charge the heavy, otherwise it will not work. And then same as before, medium heavy heavy. And then forward S1, slight delay, light, medium heavy, 2 S2, and then S2 super. Or can end earlier with the limit strike as well. If you get the front throw with Vi, you can dash dash, down S2, S2 super.
Ready? Timed it. What do you got?
The exact same if you get the sway throw.
What do you got?
Or if you get an air throw.
Let's rumble. What do you got?
And the funny thing is that if you do this,
Ready? Timed it. Let's rumble. Let's rumble. Let's rumble.
it's a loop that the enemy can't escape from if they don't know what they are doing. So if you get the 2S2 in the corner, it finishes the combo in the air. And if they hold back, they will recover like this. And if they recover that high in the air, you can jump forward and go for an air throw. And then just loop it. The same thing with my combos that end in down S2. By the way, you can match the down S2 so it comes out at the right timing.
Ready? Timed it.
You can also mash the dash forward, so mash dash and mash down S2. Then it's guaranteed you won't miss the timing. So let's talk about what can they do here. So here they hold back and recover in the air. So I can go for an air throw. They can do the throw escape, so if they throw at the same time or a tiny bit later, then they will escape the throw, and then it's actually +2 in my favor. They can also hold forward to escape like that. And if you predict that, you can also do an air throw.
Ready? Timed it. Let's rumble.
And you can even do a back air throw so that they are back in the corner.
Ready? Timed it. Let's rumble.
The enemy can also choose to not recover in the air by holding the down arrow. And then they will fall down and it will be a normal knockdown. Or if they hold a down arrow and they fall that long, you can do a new combo. So holding the down arrow there is pretty risky. Yeah, this is what happens if they only hold the down arrow, and I can just keep hitting them. The best solution is actually not back, not forward, and not down, and not neutral. Actually, the best solution is to hold down a little bit and then forward.
Ready?
By doing that, you're gonna fall down a little bit, and then you're gonna recover and be invulnerable right when they try to throw you or hit you. Most people will recover in the air holding back, and you can air throw, as we saw previously. You can do down S2, and you can also just wait and do down heavy. And that is strong because most people, they recover in the air and they will hit a button. They will try to hit you. First, I would recommend air throw.
Let's rumble.
Then I would recommend as an option down S2, which beats backward recovery, forward recovery with a button, and they have to block it. If they don't block it, then they get hit. If they only hold down, then you can hit them again and get a full combo. But if they are actually good, and maybe they do a little bit of every option, and they hold down and then forward, you can have a very safe option. You can jump backward, but call assist. And that's a safe option. You can just see what your opponent does. If the opponent blocks the assist, then you can get a pressure. If the opponent jumps forward, then you can air throw. And if the opponent holds down, then your assist will probably hit him. When you do S2, S2, the same thing happens, but the opponent is lower on the ground, so you have less time. If they do a back recovery, like previously, you can jump forward and air throw, but this one, it needs to be a prediction because they recover lower to the ground, so you can't do it in reaction. And here, holding down can be more powerful. Because if you go for an air throw and the opponent holds down, then you will whip and he can punish and get corner as well. Let's talk about neutral. Vi is a boxer and her jabs are amazing. Once you are in this range and the opponent is blocking, Vi has the best pressure in the game. And we'll talk about that a bit later. But the problem is getting into this range. So first of all, dash jab is your best friend with Vi. Because if you are in this range and you jab, it's amazing. The second best tool Vi has is this S1. It's 13 frames, so it's pretty fast. It's not reactable, so people won't parry in reaction. Has decent range. It can lose easily if the opponent presses a button or use an assist, but it can catch people by surprise, and it can also whiff punish. So if the opponent just does medium, you can hit after the medium and punish. Or if Darius does anything else, like this, you can hit right after the attack and punish. So that is really, really good. On block, this is minus, so you have disadvantage, except if you're full range, but that's really hard to hit. And that's very risky because the opponent usually will be moving around, and if you whip this, you're gonna get minus 44 and just get full comboed and die. So in general, I would recommend using this move around this range. It's very risky to do it full range. And you don't want to abuse this move, because if the opponent is jumping a lot, then you will just whiff the move and get comboed. If the opponent is predicting your S1 round start, he can just do a neutral jump and then punish. If your opponent blocks S1, you can cancel into down S1 or S1 super.
Knuckle up.
For example, if your opponent mashes after blocking, or for example, if your opponent throws after blocking your S1,
Knuckle up.
you can delay a bit and then do S1 super. It will do a frame trap that will beat throw.
Knuckle up.
And it also beats mash and other supers as well. In general, in neutral, you want to use assists a lot. And there are two main ways to do that. One is as a cover fire. I will take Jinx as an example. You're doing something unsafe, but your assist covers you. Or for example, you want to jump in, but you have an assist, so it covers you in case the opponent wants to hit you. You can also use assist in combination with your point character and have some tricky things, like for example, jumping over with the assist, and then they have to block the other side. You can also use your assist as a poking tool. For example, Ari's forward assist, which reaches pretty far. And if it hits, then you can tag to your assist and get a full combo. Also, Blitzcrank is a great example. You can just call your assist, and if the assist hits, then you can tag or keep the same character and get a full combo. Blitzcrank also has this grab that goes in the air, so that will prevent a lot of jump-ins. As well as Vi has this back assist that reaches far in the air, and that will hit a lot of jump-ins. The same with Warwick back assist, Akali back assist. So the best options in neutral is going in plus using assist to cover, or jumping and using assist at the same time, or just use the assist and stay safe with your point character. And if the assist hits, you get a full combo. Jumping backward plus calling assist is a very, very strong strategy in this game. The same with jumping forward or super jumping forward plus calling assist. Another great way to use an assist is as a distraction and a bait. For example, you can call Darius forward assist. The enemy will want to hit it, and then you jump in, charge heavy, and get a full combo. And this works surprisingly well against a lot of people. So use your assist as a distraction, and either jump in, hit the opponent, or go behind, hit the opponent, go behind, 2H. And then, as you get better at the game, you want to use tagging in neutral. When you use tag, the screen freezes for 22 frames, so you can react to what the opponent is doing. After tagging, in neutral, if you don't get a hit, you're -3, but your opponent has to be really fast to be able to punish that. If you implement tagging to your neutral will be a lot stronger. This is a simple thing you can practice. You can call assist, do something with Vi, and then tag. Call assist, do something, tag. This is very safe and very powerful. For example, here you can see that the enemy Darius is gonna hit my Darius, but then I tag to Vi, the enemy whiffs the attack, and then I can attack the Darius. Vi also has sway, so forward S1, forward S1, also back S1. You can link together and change side like this, and change side plus assist. In neutral, sway light, so forward S1 light, can be very good, but it is slower than S1. Mainly, it's very strong. If you're very far, you can do dash forward S1. It hits like from full screen. It can catch people off guard. You can also call assist and change side. It's very, very strong if you're close to the enemy. If you're not close, it won't change side. And against projectiles, it can be very good, because if you predict that your opponent is doing projectiles, you can sway through it. You sway light, or just sway twice. Against zoners, your goal is to get close to them and corner them. Your best friends will be jump forward and block, super jump forward and block, dash and block, sway, assist, and tagging. So, to recap, solo Vi, best tools are dash light and get close as possible, S1, sway and light. You can also do forward S1 medium that catches people who jump. Then in the air, jump and super jump heavy. This crosses up, so you can hit the enemy from behind. And also jump down heavy. Jump down heavy is not used a lot, so it will catch a lot of people off guard. Of course, you want to use assists a lot. You don't want to just rush in solo with Vi, because then you can get countered easily. You want to use your assist either as a cover fire, jump and assist, or use your assist as a poke and bait. So just use your assist. If your assist hits, then combo. And if the enemy hits your assist, then you hit them with your point character. And in general, you can also just call assist, tag, call assist, do something, tag, and then react to what the enemy is doing. If you feel like the enemy is gonna hit you, you can do down S1, S1 super. If you have 3 bars, you can also do level 3 ultimate. These are very strong options against aggressive players. And if you can predict they're gonna mash, these are very strong options. Down S1, it will cover you wherever they hit left, right, down, or high. S1 super is very strong against most supers. It even beats Vi's level 3 ultimate. It goes through projectiles as well. The only thing is that it has a bit of a startup, so it's not instant. Parry is instant. Parry, you can parry from the first frame. Down S1, it will counter from the 4th frame. S1 super, it will counter after 5 frames. It will beat throw and jabs, so that's very good. And level 3 ultimate, it will start from frame 1, and then it's gonna be 5 frames invulnerable, and then it will hit on frame 6. If the enemy is jumping a lot and you get a random air hit, you can always do S2, S2. You might wonder, what if my duo partner tag launches me? Delay, charge S1 in the air, and then S1 super. In the corner, delay charge S1 in the air, then it will do this corner slump. If you are far, you can dash and then mash S2. And during S2, you can just mash S2, it will limit strike. You can do S1 super or even ultimate. And now, offense. What to do if you are close and your enemy is blocking? This is where Vi is the strongest in the game. The first thing you want to implement in your offense is using lows, especially down medium, because you can start jabs and it's very strong, and then use a down medium. Especially beginners, they don't block low, and even at the Grandmaster level, if you do this, a lot of people won't block low. That was light, medium, down, medium. And a surprising amount of people don't block this. Vi only has 2 low attacks, which is down light and down medium. So the first thing you want to implement in your offense is using these low attacks. If your opponent doesn't block low and you get a hit, you still need to hit confirm it. So you kind of have to predict in advance if you're gonna hit or not, or you can just use a simple string where you hit confirm automatically. So for example, if you do heavy after down medium, if your down medium hits, you will automatically do a heavy after, and then you can full combo. So in general, you can always follow up down medium with heavy. So in case your down medium hits, you will combo after. Here's what I recommend if you want to bully beginners. Vi's strongest offensive tool is to 6s1, 6s1 plus assist. So forward s1 plus assist. And this will cross up, so it will hit on the other side. Vi crosses up very fast. And after the assist hits, you can keep the pressure with Vi. You can do a block string, call assist, and then switch. You can also time it in a way that it doesn't switch side. Or you can feint the enemy and just stay on the same side. You can do low attacks, call assist, switch side, and depending on the timing, it will cross up or not cross up. This is super strong, and I recommend you abuse it. If there is no gap in the block string, which means it's a true block string and there is no gap where the enemy can parry, then the enemy has cross-up protection. So they can block either left or right, and they will still block. That's the case in a true block string. So here, you want to do it in a frame trap so that they have to guess whether to block left or right. And against this, they don't have many options. They cannot mash, they cannot throw, they cannot jump, they can parry, but that's fine. If they parry the assist, you don't get punished. And if you know they're gonna parry, you can also bait the parry and tag your assist so your assist doesn't hit. So most people will either get hit or just block. And if they block, you're in a sandwich situation. You can keep the pressure with Vi and then still tag to your other partner. This is also strong against retreating guard and push block, because even if your opponent push blocks Vi, you can keep up your pressure with your assist character. And if they push block the assist, then you can just keep up the pressure with Vi. You can also call assist and switch side early, so your enemy doesn't have time to push block and you get into the sandwich situation very fast. So just light. And here you get a sandwich. Another very strong option is to jump over the enemy and call assist. And they will have to block the other side and get into a sandwich situation. This also beats if they want to counter-attack the throw. So if you throw a lot and they want to counter-throw, then this will make the throw whiff and your assist will hit. So far, we have low attacks and cross up with assist, and then get into a sandwich situation. These already are super strong, but then you want to add more options and be even stronger and unpredictable with your offense. The next thing you want to add to your arsenal is this overhead. Forward heavy. And if it hits, you can do down S2, and it will do the same air OK as previously. They will be in the air. And then you can go for an air throw if they are in the corner. This overhead is very good against people who block low all the time. Actually, against beginners who don't block low, this overhead is pretty useless because they will just block standing. But against advanced players, you want to use low attacks and overheads to mix up your options, increase the mental stack, so they have to be ready for anything, and if you are unpredictable, they will not be able to defend. Next, you want to use throws. Throws are very strong because you can combo after, and it beats blocks, it beats parry, and it's always a 50-50 between attack and throw.
Ready?
If you mix and match all these options, your opponent literally can't do anything. The only problem with throw is that you can get punished. If you throw and the opponent jumps, they get a very high damage combo on you. The next option I will show you is back sway. Back sway, forward sway, so back S1, then forward S1, and then light. This is very strong if the opponent wants to take back their turn, so they want to try to attack you or throw you, but you're gonna dodge. If you're a beginner, abuse these three things. Low attacks, cross up with assist, and then get into a sandwich situation, keep the pressure and then tag, and then keep the pressure with the other champion, and throws. Also, light and sway throw is very strong. It's not reactable, so you have to predict it, guess it, or counter take it. So you can do light, forward S1, throw. You can also do light, forward S1, throw. Now let's talk about how to beat jump. So if your opponent blocks and then jumps to prevent getting thrown, what can you do? Well, the first 4 frames of a jump can be hit. So if you delay your attacks a little bit, you can catch your opponent jumping. This needs a bit of practice, but this is very strong. Another option your opponent has is push block. What can we do to counter push block? One option that we saw before is to call an assist and keep up the pressure. But the big counter to push block that you can do even without an assist is staggers. It's leaving a big delay between your attacks so that you wait for the push block, and once your opponent push blocks, you instantly dash forward and attack again. You can stagger light attacks to bait the push block and punish after, but most people will push block the medium or heavy. Because if I do my string, medium, heavy, and they push block the medium, the heavy will whip and I will die. The same with heavy. If I do heavy, heavy into sway light can hit if I add a bit of delay. The way it works is that push blocks pushes you back, and if you are doing a move at the same time, you're getting pushed back while you are doing a move. But if you are waiting that you are pushed back and then you do the move, you can hit the opponent. There are also moves that hit the opponent no matter if you get push block or not, like Vi's S1. So if you get push block and you do S1, you will still hit the opponent. If you have an assist available, always call the assist and keep up the pressure. Whether they push block or not, you will be able to keep up the pressure. If you don't have an assist available and you feel like they're gonna get a push block, you can add a bit of delay between your moves and then punish the push block. If you already have sandwiched your opponent, then it doesn't matter if they push block or retreating guard, because you can just tag to the other champion and keep up the pressure. And this is also why the freestyle fuse is very strong. Because you can get pressure, you can cross up, call assist, keep up the pressure, tag to the other champion, keep up the pressure, and then tag to the other champion, and then keep up the pressure again. And now I will show you my favorite mix that works against everybody. It's very strong. It's a 2-step mix. The first mix is the frame trap with the cross up. They have to block the other side. It also works with any assist, but it's stronger with a fast assist, with a fast projectile assist. And once you are in a sandwich, you can do overhead. If you don't tag, you're just gonna do overhead, and then you can tag to your partner that can pick up from the overhead and combo there. Or you can tag to your partner and your partner does a low. So they have to switch their blocking from here an attack high from the right side to an attack low from the left side. And that's not easy. And you can do this with any champion. You can also mix it up and go for a throw. So after the cross up, you're gonna do a few hits and then throw. And now let's talk about retreating guard. If you are a beginner, don't worry about it. It has few use cases and it is harder to implement and harder to punish as well. So if you are a beginner, it can be a bit too much. But once you get advanced, you want to start implementing it. And the theory can be very helpful even if you're a beginner. So let me explain. The strongest use case of retreating guard is if your opponent hits you with a medium or heavy at max range and you retreat guard that, then they're gonna whiff the next move. If I do down medium heavy with Vi and they retreat guard the down medium, then I can whiff the heavy and they can punish me. It also depends on the timing of the retreating guard. In this use case, you want to retreating guard very late, because if you retreat guard early, then Vi can still hit. But the later you retreat guard, the more distance you will get, because the hit itself already gives a bit of pushback, and then you can retreat guard after the pushback and get even more distance. Here in the training mode, I can set after how many frames the opponent retreat guards. If you play against a Vi player and they don't know about this, you can block the medium at very long range, retreating guard that, and they will whiff the heavy, and then you get a full combo. This is the best use case of retreating guard against Vi. It also works the same if they do down medium, medium heavy, or just medium heavy. You can retreat guard the down medium, retreat guard the medium, and the heavy will whiff, and then you get a full punish. There are two big counterplays to retreating guard. One is low attacks, and two is throws. Retreating guard lasts 21 frames, during which you cannot escape throws, and you cannot jump. So it means for 21 frames, you are vulnerable to throws. Also, if you have a sandwich situation, and the enemy retreat guards, then you can just tack to your partner and do a low attack, or tack to your partner and throw. What Vi can do against retreating guard is to do sway throw. So if you see that your enemy is using retreating guard a lot, and you know when they're gonna do a retreating guard, you can just predict it and do forward S1 throw. Especially since retreating guard beats medium, I'm gonna make you whiff the heavy. If they keep doing that, then you can punish it. To recap, the main things you want to implement almost all the time is low attacks and cross up with assist and get into a sandwich situation. After that, you want to mix in overheads and throws. If you play 2x assist, it's quite strong against push block because you can koi assist before push block twice. You can be more aggressive in neutral and you can extend your pressure a bit longer.
My turn. My turn. Winding up.
Okay, what about solo Vi pressure? What if you play Juggernaut? What if your partner is dead? Or what if you don't have assist available anymore? First of all, use your low attacks, down low and down medium. Also, you can start your block string with light, light, medium, and then after medium, you can do down medium, and that will hit a lot of people. A block string I really like is this one. So light, light, medium, down medium, heavy, forward S1, light, medium. It's very good because if people don't block low, then the heavy and the forward S1 will hit and you can get a combo. If the enemy blocks everything, then here you are -9, which is safe for almost everything except Ari that can punish you. But I've never seen anyone do this. But I will show you the counterplay. Ari is privileged and her tag launcher is 9 frames, so that's the only move I know that can punish this block string. Actually, I just checked, and Akali's medium can also punish this block string, because it's in 8 frames and it reaches Vi. And I found another punish. Precious Light reaches really far and punishes Sway medium on block. But after Sway medium on block, you can delay a bit, cancel into S1 super, and punish the punish.
Knuckle up.
So, first thing we saw with Vi's solo offense is to use blows, and then keep up the block string. In case they don't block, it will hit confirm and you get a full combo. In case you know they're gonna punish, you can cancel into S1 super and punish their punish. The second thing you want to add to your offense is throws.
Ready?
And Vi also has a tick throw, so forward S1 throw, that she can do at any time after any of her normals. After lights is very strong because it's not reactable. You can do it after down light, normal light, 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 down light, light, light. Light, light is 3 hits and you can cancel at any time after the first light, the second light, or the third light. You can also do sway throw after medium or a heavy, but it requires a little delay and really good timing. Because if you do it immediately, it will whiff, because in this game you can't throw while the enemy is still in block stun. The exception is when the enemy does retreating guard, then you don't need to delay. Because you can grab while in retreating guard, and if they do retreating guard, they are not in block stun anymore. Now this is where most Vi players stop their offense and why people think Vi is bad. Because if you only use block strings, low attacks, and throws, the enemy can just block all the time, hold upward to jump, and avoid all the throws and get a full punish on you. So the next thing you need to implement in Vi's solo offense is to add a little bit of delay between your moves to catch jumps. This one is very strong. You do light, little bit of delay, and down medium. Because if they don't block low, they get hit. If they jump, they get hit. If they throw, they get hit. If they mash, they get hit. If they parry, they also get hit. The counter to this move is to low parry, which not many people do. So here you have an unreactable 50-50 where you can go light 6 forward S1 throw or light delay down medium, and they have to guess for their life. Or they just keep blocking low and then you keep up your pressure. High level players will use delayed tech, delayed throw, also known as fuzzy throw. So they will block for a few frames and then throw. That option beats hits and throw at the same time. In case someone hits with a slight delay, they will block, and if they throw, then they will do the counter throw. Delayed throw is a very good defensive option because if your opponent only does slight delays, you will block, and if your opponent does throws, you will counter throw. To counter delayed throws, you can add a bigger delay between your moves so that when they start throwing, you will hit them. You can go a bit backward to get outside of the throw range, or you can jump so that they will throw and you get a full punish. And as we saw previously, big delays between attacks is very strong against push block. But every counter has a counter. If you add a big delay between your moves, the enemy can just hit you before you hit them, or they can just escape, they can backdash or jump out of the situation and call their assist. Another good thing to know is that heavy into forward heavy punishes jumps, because it has a 3-frame gap, so it can be parried, but the enemy cannot escape with a jump. Another thing you can do to punish jumps is to wait for the jump and then go for an air throw. Or wait until the jump, and as they come down, you can do down heavy. If your opponent never jumps, you will be able to grab them a lot. Here are a few other things you want to sprinkle in your offense. Sometimes you just go for roll overhead. Sometimes you can do this, which surprise the opponent. Back sway, forward sway, or just back sway. It has a different timing, so it can mess up with your opponent. You can also change side. It's less safe without an assist, but it can catch people off guard and maybe they are not ready to punish. Because during sway, you can get grabbed, and when you finish sway, they can hit you before you hit them. Another thing you can go for is just jump over them, heavy, and also jump even further, and then down heavy. And these are tools you want to sprinkle in your offense, but if there is anything they cannot deal with very well, then you want to use those more. Here's how it could look like, everything put together. First, you just add a big delay between your moves, bait out push block. They just keep blocking, they are not mashing, they are not taking back their turn, so you can just keep going. At some point, they will probably start mashing, at which case you switch to slight delay between your moves. This will catch jumps as well. If they keep blocking all the time, just go for grab. And just mix up your options. Normals, high, lows, overhead. Sometimes surprise, change side, go overhead. Go for throw. At the highest level, you will see a lot more staggers, and these staggers really create so many more options. Because you can stop your attack and then reset your attack. So if they don't mash, if they don't take back your turn, then it will keep being your turn. And if you stop your attack after a light or after a medium, they don't have much time to take back their turn. And it's not reactable, so they have to guess and commit to a decision. Mashing light and jumping are very strong options against Vi, especially since a 6-frame jab beats throw. So if you go for a throw and they mash the light with a champion that has a 6-frame light, they will beat you. That's why the main thing you want to implement with Vi is to do the slight delays between your attacks, to beat jumps, and to beat mash. Once you are comfortable with Vi solo, the next step is to look into team synergy and see what Vi can do with other champions.
What do you got?